The reviews are in, and New York Fashion Week might be running out of runway. Many saying the country's leading fashion event missed the glitz and glam of years past. Vogue Business highlighting sensible cuts and lack of color. The Washington Post fashion critic calling it boring. And Puck News' critics saying most of the shows were unmemorable. Even Fern Mallis, who founded New York Fashion Week, says it's not the same.
It doesn't feel like it once was anymore. And I can say that because I go to Fashion Week. Why has it changed?
Well, it changed because it's not centralized anymore. There's no one venue where there's multiple shows, where the energy then builds up when you see a lot of shows in one place. Now, this past Fashion Week, I don't think anybody knew it was Fashion Week, unless you were insider.
In the 90s, she created the event to be on an international stage along with Paris and Milan. Now, social media and a fresh generation of designers are leading to changes in format. But there may be something else going on, too, and it has to do with the economics of fashion.
I think designers are very cautious. We're in a very cautious time in this economy. Some of them don't know if they can ever get these things made, if they're doing things that are manufactured and fabrics are coming from overseas. Nobody knows what it's going to cost with the tariffs. I say the whole industry is terrified right now.
Only 2.5% of apparel purchased in the United States is made here, according to allamerica.org, which supports American manufacturing. Some shows at New York Fashion Week definitely had a lot of color, more edge, or whimsical flair. But the overall trend, chic minimalism, quiet luxury, and wearability.
There's a lot happening in the American climate right now. And so when it comes to things that we have control over, like how we dress, we like to maybe be a bit more safe and a bit more predictable. Minimalism is a great way to do that. But I think all the brands showed up in really great ways. For the consumer that's really shopping right now, it may be a bit more boring than years past. It's been much more commercial, for lack of a better word.
New York, in some ways, has always had that streak.
London was always known as very edgy. Milan was always known for its textiles and its gorgeous workmanship. Paris was always the think tank. New York was always known as the place where the clothing was saleable and you could wear it. A lot of that came back this season. And I think that, again, is back to the nervousness of the marketplace.
Now with London Fashion Week in the books, Milan wrapping up, and Paris beginning,
we're already starting to see like art for art's sake coming through within the runway collections. We still have the artistry of fashion happening in the other markets, say Paris, London, Milan.
Alex Padilla, style director for Women's Wear Daily, telling NBC News that Milan's Fashion Week is emphasizing color, saying that the Prada show stood out to him, bringing up themes of hope and resistance, highlighting how fashion can mirror society on opposite sides of the pond.
Chloe Melas is joining us now. This is a great story, and I think it's interesting because having been someone who actually worked at Fashion Week many years ago, I remember, though, it was more of like an art exhibit, right? Back in the day when you would look at the runways, especially here in New York as well, but also in Europe. If you're looking ahead now, if this is what's happening here in New York, if you're looking ahead to Paris, which starts Monday, right? Mm-hmm. Are they going to have a shift?
I mean, it all culminates with Paris Fashion Week. Yeah. And this is a big year right now, and also pretty stressful for these big fashion houses like Chanel and Dior, because they all have new heads of their design departments, right? So they all have new big fashion house heads. And so this is going to be with the couture, but there is sustainability overseas as well. But this is like the exclusive parties, the celebrities. It's exactly what you see in the movies with like the Anna Wintour
New York
in the
has
front
those,
row.
though. I mean, she was at all the front row. She was at the front row at every New York Fashion Week show, though, this year, wasn't she?
Yes, but fun fact.
Along with Chloe Melas.
Who I'm named after, by the way. That's a story for another day, because my mother loved Candice Bergen. And
the new head of Vogue, in case anybody doesn't know.
So I used to be a seat filler.
Wow.
At New York Fashion Week. And now I'm interviewing Fern Mallis, who created New York Fashion Week. I do go to one show every single year, and I went this year. L'Agence. Okay. They're a ready-to-wear fashion brand. They have incredible clothes. It was started by Tara Rudsdan and her uncle, who started J Brand. And they have great collections every year. I went to their presentation just a couple weeks ago, and Lindsay Lohan was there. So that was my big moment, seeing Lindsay.
This is the second time we're talking about Lindsay on this show this year, but this hour, by the way, because she got some disease that came from a fly earlier on in the hour. But anyway. Another talk.
I do have to say, I mean, look, Fashion Week used to be the hottest ticket in town. It was hard to get into. Like Fern was saying, it was at Bryant Park, then it moved to Lincoln Center. It was all in one place. Now it's spread out all over the city. Yeah. And she was saying that it's not just about the magazine editors anymore. It's about the content creators. It's about the influencers. And it's about how do you get up these pictures quickly, and it's not so much about who's writing about it in Vogue or the New York Times or Women's Wear Daily anymore, which is a bit sad, but it's a sign of the times.
It's also more wearable. It's something that's more tangible, I think, for a lot of folks.
And the minimalist fashion that's in right now. I mean, look at me, look at you. I mean, we are.
This is not from Fashion Week.
But this is minimalism right now. Simple,
my
clean,
closet upstairs.
Sustainability.
Yeah. Chloe Melas, thank you.
Thanks.
Named after the new editor at Vogue.
I have stories for days.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.